Imagine waking up to the reality of your life savings, your hard-earned money, gone. Just like that, vanished into thin air. No trace, no evidence, no hope of recovery. This is the cruel fate that befell thousands of unsuspecting victims in the last few years. Victims of the most sophisticated financial scam in recent history, the telephone trading scam. But what if we told you that there is more to this story than just a simple con job? What if we told you that the BBC uncovered a vast network of individuals and companies operating in the shadows, pulling the strings and profiting from the misery of others? This is the story of the Milton Group and its 152 brands, whose treacherous schemes were unmasked by BBC investigators this year. Join us as we uncover the shocking truth behind this telephone trading scam and discover just how deep the rabbit hole goes. It all started in 2016 when a new brokerage and IT company started in Ukraine. It was named Milton Group. Milton Group appeared to be a legitimate online trading platform, offering its clients the chance to invest their money and see substantial returns in a short period of time. In fact, they would tell their investors that they could get up to 90% return in a single day. Of course, it seemed a great deal to everyone. However, little did people know behind the scenes, a vast network of call centres was waiting, staffed by individuals trained in the art of persuasion and manipulation. These scammers would call their targets, posing as senior traders, and build rapport with them over the phone. They would find out the weaknesses, the pain points of their finances, and then would target those to get them to invest their hard-earned money. These scammers were so convincing that they would often have their victims invest thousands of pounds, all the while making the process feel like a sure thing. But the truth was far from it. The trading platform was nothing but a front, a facade designed to give the illusion of legitimacy. The trading platform was just a simulation to make the clients believe for long enough that they were actually investing, and there was an actual chance of winning profits on their investments. So, yes, not a single cent was going into real trade. The scammers would manipulate the markets, creating a false impression of success, and even send their victims small profits for a week or so. But after that, the returns would start to dwindle, and the scammers would tell their victims to invest more money to regain their losses, only to fall prey again. The masterminds behind the Milton Group had a secret weapon in their arsenal, a well-oiled, sophisticated machine that could befool even the most savvy of individuals. It was the sponsorship of well-known brands. One of their famous sponsorships was the top-flight Spanish football club, Sevilla FC, and advertising in major newspapers. The club's stars would advertise the trading platform on social media, giving it a veneer of legitimacy and credibility to potential investors. The real trap was set when ads from similar partnerships were posted on social media. This would attract many potential investors. This tactic used by the Milton Group was so sophisticated that it's estimated that the sponsorship deal with Sevilla FC lasted for around 2 years and worth approximately €7 million. The Milton Group had another clever trick up their sleeve. As we just told you, they operated under not just one name, but under 152 different brands, each with its own unique storyline and false promises of wealth. There were brands like CoinEvo, EverFX, and Solo Capitals. There were also other subsidiary companies or offshore entities that were unregulated, making it easier for the group to operate in the shadows. And one of these companies, BProFX, was based in Dominica, but this one was completely unregulated. To understand why, let's back up a little. Well, you see, their company EverFX had a UK regulatory status. It seemed more legitimate, it was regulated. But there was one problem. The company could still be held answerable for their bigger scams due to their regulatory states. This is where offshore companies like BProFX came for their help. Once investing on a regulated platform like EverFX, the brokers would suggest their clients shift to their offshore companies. They would tell them that this new platform would get them their money back. But, you see, dealing with companies like BProFX, the clients were stripped of any protections they might have had under UK law. So, Milton Group was free to scam their clients as much as they could. This is how they were scamming hundreds of thousands of people. So, who uncovered the deceitful operation? Who exposed the scammers? Let's find out. But before that, don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing content. Now, let's get back to the video. For over a year, BBC Eye had been on a mission to uncover the truth about Milton Group's fraudulent trading network. It all started in 2020, when victims of the trading scam started coming forward with similar stories of investments gone wrong. In November, BBC Eye joined forces with German and Georgian police to conduct raids on call centres in Tbilisi, which is the capital of Georgia. The sight that greeted them was eye-opening. Rows and rows of British phone numbers on computer screens. There was even a handwritten note on one desk with a list of names and useful details for the scammers to target. BBC Eye was relentless in its pursuit of the truth behind this, so they took a bold move and went undercover as a potential trader. The undercover trader reached out to CoinEvo, which is one of the many faces of the Milton Group. It was not long before they were connected with an advisor who went by the name Patrick. Patrick, however, was not going to make this easy for the BBC. He demanded a copy of their passport, and the BBC obliged, providing a fake one. For 2 months, the BBC was able to operate their account and gather evidence. But just as they thought they were making progress, Patrick cut off contact in a fit of anger. Why? Because he found out that the passport was fake and suspected something fishy was going on. But by then, the BBC's deposit money was already in their system. Now, it was easier for BBC investigators to trace it, as it was divided into smaller parts and also moved through various Bitcoin wallets. And guess what? All these Bitcoin wallets were linked to the Milton Group. The BBC investigators also consulted experts on cryptocurrency and fraud. With what they saw, they were also stunned. They told the investigators that this was not the way legitimate financial institutions would ever handle money. This was definitely a big scamming network. The reason for spreading the money across different Bitcoin wallets was simple: to make it as difficult as possible for anyone, be it the victims, the lawyers, or the BBC, to find. Can you guess what was the endgame of this massive operation? Let's find out. BBC Eye continued its investigation by combing through corporate documents to map out the connections between the companies in the Milton Group. They found 5 names that kept appearing again and again: David Todua, Rati Chelidze, Guram Gogashvili, Joseph Mgladze, and Michael Benemini. Next, they matched these names with the Panama Papers. These papers revealed the identities of individuals linked to offshore companies. And can you guess what they found out? To their surprise, 4 of these names, Chelidze, Gogashvili, Mgladze, and Benemini, were listed as directors or senior figures of offshore companies that existed before the Milton Group. And at the center of this network was David Kezerashvili. He was the former Georgian government official who had been dismissed from his position and later convicted for embezzling over €5 million of government funds. Unfortunately, BBC did not find any proof against David that would link him to the pre-Milton network. However, they found out that he was either the biggest stakeholder or the founder of the original companies. BBC's investigation also uncovered the connection between Kezerashvili and the Milton Group. They found out that the companies owned by Kezerashvili used the same email server as Milton Group. Other than this, office buildings owned by Kezerashvili in Kyiv were a hub for scam call centers and scam tech firms. He even promoted the scam on social media, with 45 connections to the Milton Group scams. When the BBC investigators confronted him, he denied any involvement with the group or profiting from the scams. But as you can see, the evidence spoke otherwise. Despite EverFX's denial and blaming the victims for their own losses, the truth was finally revealed through the relentless investigation by the BBC. The Financial Conduct Authority banned EverFX along with other similar trading brands, recognizing their fraudulent nature. Even Sevilla FC, who had once had a contract with EverFX, severed all ties with the company once it ended. The Milton Group, with its web of lies and deceit, was finally exposed for the massive online investment scam worth hundreds of millions of pounds that it was. Well, £4 billion to be exact.